Hey, Mark.
Uh,
I'm wondering, your role offensively. Obviously, your scoring's a little down from last year. Your shots are a little down from last year, and some of that's to be expected, just blending in. But are you feeling like you are where you want to be, sort of in your niche on offense, or do you feel like there's a lot of work left to do?
there's always work, and it's adapting and continue to adapt to what the team needs. And whenever you get that opportunity to be more productive, try to be as efficient as possible. Always try to be, have an impact on offense. If it's spacing, if it's screening, if it's trying to rebound, whatever the coach asks you to do, just try to execute that. There's a phrase that Huey Brown used to use a lot that I heard that I really like. The hardest thing to do is your job, because normally, you always want to do a little bit more and try to do it more, and sometimes you fall short of doing that too. So just doing your job sometimes is really hard. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. We take a lot of these games as practices. Guys come out the next day or during the game with the right mindset as far as growth goes, and always trying to help and whatever whatever I need to do, I'll try to do my best at it.
And just as a quick follow up, is there any particular teammate that is helping you kind of blend in that area?
Yeah, the ones that pass me the ball, they're doing a great job at it. No, it's all seriously. It's I think it's the flow of the game, how the game goes. We have a couple guys that are they're special at what they do, and this there's games that I'm going to get more shots. There's games that I'm going to get less shots. But like I said, I want to try to always impact the game in different ways to for us to be the best team possible.
Dave.
Mark, there was a game earlier this week. I think that it was either the Detroit game or the first OKC game where it was late in the first half and it was a dead ball. You got the ball and bounced it off the floor into the hoop. And at that point, you had 0 shot attempts in the actual box score. So it's the only shot you took. Is there any sort of retraining yourself to try to stay engaged without having offensive opportunities that you're accustomed to?
Yeah, for sure. You have to stay in rhythm, and that you accomplish that by staying ready mentally and also by moving as much as possible offensively. Be involved, it's like I said, screening, cutting, crushing the boards. Whenever they throw it to you, try to make a play for yourself or for somebody else. I'm an unselfish guy by nature. That's how they tell me when I'm not in rhythm, I'm trying to give somebody else a great look. So it's just basketball. Just keep playing basketball, take what's there, and help your teammates.
Dan?
Hey, Mark, this is kind of maybe a little more abstract of a question, but in the last decade in this league, how has practice changed and what happens in a practice? And how I guess, I mean, as you've gotten older, I assume what you need out of a practice has changed too, but just sort of like to you, what's been the biggest shift in sort of philosophy?
Well, a lot of them. A lot of things have changed over the past 10 years. First of all, the amount of people that are involved in the practice court. Back 10 years ago, there was not as many coaches on the floor. You practice a lot more. There was not the load management thing was not as big as it is now. You practice until you accomplish what you needed to accomplish. So there was not as much science going to the game of basketball. At the same time, there was not as many people around the practice court. All the PR teams, all the digital media, those people were not, part of the practice time. And it just changed. It evolves. Everything has to evolve, and you have to adapt to it and make the most out of it. And I think that's. Things have changed so much, but still a good product out, and the more people can enjoy it. Also, the athletes are healthier and they get back on the court faster, and the fans seem happy. So, it's all positive.
Do you wish that teams practiced more? I mean, from a skill standpoint, I know physically probably not, but I mean, what's the trade-off?
There's things. I think you can practice for a very long time, but if your mind is not into it, it's just not. You're not going to accomplish anything. I think that you got to have the right mindset to accomplish stuff in practice. So it's not about a matter of the amount of time that you practice, more the efficiency of it.
Alan Slewa.
Hey, Mark. Coach mentioned that your willingness to play your role and players like you that sacrifice. You mentioned how unselfish you are. This is just part of your nature. Are there times, do you feel, through the season so far where you think you've been too unselfish? Do you think that maybe your willingness to make those extra passes and so forth, or do you think the way you've kind of gone through this season so far is the right balance?
I mean, there's games that you wish you had more aggressiveness or more efficiency offensively as far as finishing goes. But there's games like I said, I'm gonna have maybe 5-8 shots in the game, and there's games that I might have 1 or 3, and it's how within those two, it doesn't make you play better or worse. It's how you impact the game outside of those things that I think really gives you that feeling when you go home that you try to do the best you could. It's not only about shots or scoring. I know it's pretty easy and it's very visual when you score a lot of points. But there's other things in basketball besides that. And like I said, helping teammates in different ways, you have to do it, especially when you don't have as much usage as other guys.
Last question, Eric Williams.
Hey, Mark, you guys have fallen behind by double digits the last couple games, and I know you guys have kind of talked about that you feel like you're playing with enough urgency. Is there any thought about playing with more pace at the beginning of the game to kind of change the tempo?
Yeah. We tend to come out and fill out the game a little bit, see how how they play and what they're trying to do offensively and defensively. We kind of sometimes predetermine a little bit, how we want to play early on. And then the game just, we have a lot of guys and very high IQ, and we able to adapt to the challenges that they propose. Obviously, the other team is geared up and ready to go and really excited about playing the Lakers, and you can still see that and feel that. So it's all a part of the game. We're very confident on what we do and how we do it, and when we all in it, especially defensively, it translates offensively and it creates a lot of a much better pace for our offense. Other teams can really do much when we play downhill because we got to stop on the defensive end. Also, we're running and we have a few guys that you can't stop in transition. So when we all engage defensively, I think the game completely changes for the other team and for ourselves.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Bye. Thank you.